Coming up on Look Today, the fight against the heroin and opioid epidemic continues. I've got details. And 4 male suspects break into a motel room in Saratoga. I've got those details. And Mayor Jack Diamond of Glens Falls may stay in office. I've got those details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Lois Celeste. She's the executive director of the Saratoga Senior Center, and she's joined by Cindy Lasuzzo. She's director of care management, to talk about senior health options. Plus, I also sit down with Denny Fillmore and Gary Guilfoyle. They're the co-race directors for the Blue Needs You 8K run this weekend. Plus, we have your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the fight against the heroin and opioid epidemic continues. Following an update we did on the progress of the Prevention Council, Project SafePoint held the last of their Narcan training classes at Saratoga Springs Library yesterday. The class was an hour long, and each participant received a Narcan kit at the end. Now, Narcan is an opiate antidote for those who are overdosing. Now, once administered, the Narcan antidote blocks all opiate receptors in the brain, reviving a person from an overdose. Now, we spoke to nurse Elizabeth Marzano, who taught at the training class.
Well, I'm actually a registered nurse, and I substitute in a lot of the school districts. And I think it's so important to address this issue and learn how to combat it. It's so important for family and friends to be trained in the use of Narcan so that we can have first responders right away when someone has a problem.
Wow, that's such an important and valuable program. In other news, 4 male suspects broke into the Grand Union Motel in Saratoga on Saturday. It was around 8:30 a.m. when the owner discovered an 18-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and 1 15-year-old. Now, they had broken in and done damage to the room. Now, when the owner confronted them, they fled. Police were called and found the robbers nearby. The 3 that were old enough were charged with burglary in the 2nd degree. Now, that's a felony. The 15-year-old will be referred to the Saratoga County Family Court. Well, switching from news to weather, the morning was fairly overcast, but the afternoon brought some sunshine, with temperatures in the mid-40s. So let's see what's in store for the rest of the week. For a more detailed look, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. And back to the news. Well, a 12-year-old boy from Greenwich was hit and killed by a falling boulder near the Roaring Brook Falls this past Sunday. Connor McLaughlin was a 6th grader at the Greenwich Central School. He was walking with his uncle near Roaring Brook Falls, which is a popular sightseeing destination, when the boulder struck him by surprise from behind. Well, the uncle, Jess Malone, said he attempted to push Connor out of the way, but got knocked into a nearby stream. Our thoughts are with the Connor's family. In other news, new research shows that Mayor Jack Diamond of Glens Falls can stay in office for his full 2nd term should he choose. Now, according to the city attorney, Ron Newell, the mayor is eligible to stay in office despite the fact that he will have served more time than the 8-year term. Well, according to Newell, he is mandated by oath of office to finish his full term. Well, in light of this, the special elections in November could possibly be called off. That's because the election would have chosen a temporary mayor to finish Jack Diamond's final year in office. We will definitely keep you updated on that story. Well, up next, I sit down with Lois Celeste. She's the executive director of the Saratoga Senior Center, and she's joined by Cindy Lasuzzo. She's director of Care Management, Inc. They're here to talk about senior health options. Plus, I also sit down with Denny Fillmore and Gary Guilfoyle. Now, they're the co-race directors of the Blue Needs You 8K race. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.